Mr. Anderson!
Hello and welcome to I've Seen Everything, where the name is ironic and the reactions are... Hello everyone, my name's Andrew and welcome to another movie reaction out here delivered straight to you, and this one is the end of a journey we've been on for the last few weeks and a long separated sequel from an existing trilogy. A legacy sequel, as I've learned they're called. We are here today to watch the 2021 movie The Matrix Resurrections. This one was almost 20 years in the making, and to be honest, nobody knew for the longest time that it was coming. There are a fair amount of people who don't necessarily believe it needed to happen, including the filmmaker. Not even both the Wachowskis came back for this one. Lana Wachowski came back for this one on her own, and basically from what I heard, because there was a dynamic there of the studio saying, hey, we're gonna make the movie, you can be a part of it or we'll have someone else do it. And so for that reason she came back to write and direct, and it is no secret that that's why this movie contains so many almost direct swipes at Warner Brothers. Because of their desire, like so many other studios, just to continue to hit known IP where they think there's still money to be made. But I have somewhat of a different perspective on this movie. Beyond the swipes at the studio, I think they've actually done a few things here that are worthwhile, and I think this movie in a very interesting way actually opens the door for something I hope that they will do, something that I think would be a more complete and satisfying end to the series. So a fifth Matrix movie is in development, not with the Wachowskis directing, but with Lana executive producing, and so we'll see what direction they go and if it ends up being worthwhile. But none of that has to do with what we're here to do today. Today we're here to finish up the current Matrix franchise and to watch the fourth and currently final Matrix movie, The Matrix Resurrection. I have seen this movie, I did enjoy this movie. I don't know if I've watched this movie more than once, but I do know that it's been a while, and it's already now been almost 5 years since it came out. It's hard to believe. So let's not waste any more time, let's get to watching the movie, but before we do, I want to be sure to invite you to go ahead and check out the Patreon. The full-length reaction to this movie is available over on the Patreon right now, as well as the full-length reactions to all the other Matrix movies, and the Patreon exclusive full-length reaction to the Animatrix. There's other full-length movie reactions over there, exclusive television show reactions, all kinds of stuff. I hope you go check it out and consider becoming a patron. Any support that you offer over there or over here is always greatly appreciated. And speaking of over here, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And that is it, folks. I have nothing else on the front end for you. Let us get to watching 2021's The Matrix Resurrections. Here we go. I mean, it's a simple intro sequence, but it's effective. Right back into the code. I didn't notice that before, but that's funny. The code to make the word resurrections is rising up, because it's resurrecting.
Freeze!
Really recreating it here.
Raise your hands!
Oh, that's not her. Forgetting what we're doing here.
Here we go.
Okay. I do remember that Yahya's character, his version of Morpheus, is supposed to be a combination of Morpheus and Agent Smith somehow.
No, Lieutenant. Your men are already dead.
I mean, obviously he's in the Agent Smith role here.
Bugs, this is a direct violation of the General's protocols.
Something is happening here. Something important.
Yeah, I don't remember what's happening here. Obviously they're rerunning a memory of some kind. With stand-ins, like different people. They didn't try to de-age Carrie-Anne Moss for that.
And she runs for her life.
We know the story.
What this thing is and how they're watching it and not being seen by it. Is it actually happening or is it not? Maybe it's not real. Well, that didn't happen. Training their agents on how they should have stopped her, maybe? I know he ends up being an ally of theirs, but he's obviously not at this point. The thing is, he's basically supposed to be an agent, I think, and she's doing a fair job of fighting him, which I don't think anyone but Neo was supposed to be able to do.
I'm just scared. To scare myself out.
Killer.
Yeah, it seems more than anything kind of like an agent training program or something. Like they're using prior interactions with, like, you know, resistance members to train their agents. Ooh, it seems like a rough exit there, Bugs. Yeah. This is going to be almost a first-time viewing, I think, just in that there's going to be a fair amount I don't remember. I do remember they have easier times getting in and out. They don't have to find a hard line the same way that they used to. Okay, maybe he's already an ally of some kind, or he's questioning.
What's a modal?
It's a simulation used to evolve program.
So I was right, it's a training program.
I know my job is to hunt down and destroy sentients like you. And yet,
Here we are.
here we are.
I know they took a different direction, like kind of an unusual direction with Morpheus here, but I do think that Yahya does a good job in this role. This kind of alternate version of Morpheus kind of thing.
But the moment he looked at me, I felt something unlock my mind.
I can't remember. He looked old when he walked up to the edge. I can't remember why, and then why he suddenly looked like him again, or at least modern Keanu Reeves.
In the mirror. Just a flicker, but it was like you said. Suddenly I understood.
This is not the real world.
So maybe he's not an actual agent, because it shows him, at least at a certain point, living a regular life, or thinking he was.
I am Morpheus, and I have to find Neo.
It's still a little confusing. She was grateful to find him. Does she actually know what he is? Does she think he's the real version of Morpheus?
You have to be ready to leave. You have to be really ready. And if you're not, if you think that this is where you belong,
She's kind of speedrunning the pill sequence here.
the choice is an illusion. You already know what you have to do.
It's very true. It's more about accepting the choice rather than making it. Like the Oracle said, you've already made the choice, you're just trying to understand it.
Agent Smith?
It's definitely not actually Agent Smith.
Can you hear me? Otis, I thought I lost you. Can you get us to the window, please?
But he's an agent!
It's an interesting idea, mixing Agent Smith with Morpheus. Hard to imagine two more antithetical forces. But also, this is Agent Smith when he was still an agent, not Smith the virus that tried to completely consume the Matrix and everything else. Yeah, I remember this. It basically took all of his experience in the original Matrix movies and turned it into games.
What a beautiful day to be alive, am I right? Is this old Matrix code?
I needed coffee.
Coffee, yes, stat. I'm buying.
I forgot. All of this is an extra, like, nuanced attempt to keep him in the Matrix, kind of keep him snowed about who he is and what his life is.
You ever talk to her? Let me do this for you.
And they're doing the same thing to Trinity. They're keeping her busy with children and all the rest of this stuff.
This is my very good friend, Thomas Anderson.
I'm sorry about this.
Just talk to her.
Hi, Thomas. Everyone calls me Tiff.
Hi.
It is interesting, the idea that they could be in contact with each other, that they could look in each other's eyes and not recognize each other.
Have we met?
We both come here.
Babe, what's going on? We're gonna be late.
This is my husband, Chad.
Oh, I didn't realize that was him. That's the director of the John Wick movies. That's funny. I totally didn't remember that. It's an interesting idea if they're trying to keep him under control and if they're trying to keep him and Trinity separate, that he would push him to meet her.
Billions of people just living out their lives.
Oblivious.
Yeah, I obviously feel more of Smith in Jonathan Groff's performance here.
It's so perfect, it's gotta be fake, right?
I forget the explanation they give for that.
What did you say about our first meeting? We had all the chemistry of an FBI interrogation.
That's an interesting question that I hadn't considered before. We're seeing these things from the previous movies. Is that just for our benefit, or is that what he's seeing? Like, or is he having flashes in his mind?
Warner Brothers has decided to make a sequel to the trilogy.
What?
They're gonna do it with or without us.
I thought they couldn't do that.
Oh, they can.
Yeah, that was the most direct shot. They actually said Warner Brothers and basically laid out what happened in this movie.
That's the thing about stories. They never really end, do they? We're still telling the same stories, just with different names, different faces.
This whole sequence is the most meta thing for the whole Matrix franchise and the existence of this movie.
To be going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix. I've spoken to marketing.
Oh.
Tom?
So his memories from his previous experiences in the past movies are being sold to him as delusions that he's trying to suppress.
What were you feeling at that point?
That makes sense. That's a good way to go about it. I forgot that.
I felt either I'm having a mental breakdown again, or I'm living inside a computer-generated reality that has imprisoned me again.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those two. The nervous laughter also adds a funny bit to that. But
Far from suggesting a repeat of your initial breakdown, I believe this episode demonstrates healthy self-protection, which tells me just how far we've come.
through the guise of therapy, he can recontextualize anything that happens in his life to keep him asleep and keep him sedated, basically.
Which I think are great things to keep in mind as you begin working on Matrix 4. And who knows how many more.
The amount of meta commentary in this sequence already about the Matrix franchise and the whole idea of making this movie, it addresses the feelings the fans had about it and basically says, we see it, we feel it too. Let's see if we can make an interesting movie anyway. Agreed. Let's see. Okay, I forget now. I know Priyanka Chopra is playing a modern version of Sati, and she had kind of a Oracle look going to her there. But I don't think that she's trapped in the Matrix. I think she knows who she is, and she's maybe keeping an eye on Neo. Also, who among us, when we're taking a bath, doesn't put the duck on our head that way?
Mind if I get that?
Oh, hi. How do you know if you want something yourself or if your upbringing programmed you to want it?
Yeah, that's their whole strategy, is just keep the two of them so busy they can never question. Makes sense.
So what's it like being a world-famous game designer? Must be amazing.
A lot of hours. Sometimes it is amazing.
The question, since he returned to the name Thomas Anderson, was her name Tiffany before she was Trinity? I wonder.
There's a woman in your game. I showed CITATION. Don't you think she looks like me? He laughed.
Of course he did. He's meant to keep you asleep too. Keep you away from the idea.
Made me so angry. I hated myself for laughing. I wanted to kick him so hard.
Even just being around each other, the facade is starting to break. They know there's something, and they can't identify it.
This is the best thing I've done in a long time.
I have to take this.
Yeah. They're getting too close, so now something has to pull them apart.
Hi, this is Tiff.
Oh, she has it too.
My youngest stuck a Lego up his nose. Oh. I gotta go. I hope I see you again.
Probably the first time they felt actually connected to anything in years. It's not the kind of thing you can ignore for very long.
Please move to the exits. Building's being evacuated.
So many parallels through a window of more modern technology. It ends up being a criticism, the fact that this movie exists to begin with, but also ends up being a pretty wonderful homage to the original movies.
At last. I wasn't too sure about the callback, but you know, it's just hard to resist. What?
A new version of Morpheus trying to emulate a prior version of Morpheus. Very funny.
All the explanation you need.
All those blue pills, one red pill to counteract.
No. You wanted this. You did this. This was your idea.
The exit's breaking down.
He hasn't taken the pill.
What? There's no time.
He's having a moment.
I do enjoy this more, that he can actually have his people with him, this crew, kind of projected in there, as opposed to just talking to him on the cell phones. Gives the ability for the characters to play off each other better.
It's in my mind.
It is not in your mind. It is in the Matrix, which is where you still are. Time to wake up. Making Yahya get his suit all wet. Why have they been keeping him asleep, I wonder? Why did they trap him? I mean, I guess he's Neo's opposite and was an incredible antagonistic force. Maybe it's not possible for them to ever actually completely destroy him.
Mr. Anderson!
Agent Smith appears to be awake. Time for you to wake up too, Neo. Took Agent Smith even less to accept who he really is.
It's in my mind.
That is not in your mind. That is in your face.
Can you hear me, Thomas?
what happened? How you got here?
They actually named the cat Deja Vu. That's funny. They pulled him out of that whole sequence to make him think it was just a hallucination. Crazy.
You came to me after trying to jump off a building. You said you wanted to fly away.
Oh, that's what it was. They made him think that it was an attempt to end his life. But it was him trying to break free.
He texted me.
Who?
Morpheus.
Can I see the text?
Probably not there anymore. They control everything else. Why wouldn't they control that?
No one was killed. No one texted. My mind made it all up. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Is that what I'm supposed to say at the end? I think at this point he's still trying to figure it out. He's trying to figure out if he's literally having a breakdown or if all of this is true. I didn't know if he was trying to just tell him what he wanted to hear so he could throw him off the scent.
It becomes a problem when fantasies endanger us or other people. We don't want anyone to get hurt, do we, Thomas?
You know, as encouraging as that was supposed to sound, that sounded like a veiled threat. Like, accept the reality we're giving you or these people could get hurt.
Through and through. Balls to bone.
Hey. Nice to see her again.
I'm never letting go.
Imagine being in that position. Imagine recollecting all of this as your life, but being in a world that keeps reinforcing the idea that it's all just a paranoid delusion that you can't get rid of.
Long time ago, you changed my life when you leapt off another roof.
And he didn't fall, I'm betting.
You leapt. And you never fell.
Yeah, he didn't fall. What did they convince him happened? That they drug him back over the side, maybe? He thinks he flew, but he didn't.
Why should I trust you?
I know why you left your modal open. The same way that I knew one day I would find you. If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a much more sophisticated prison, let's say. So sophisticated a trap that Neo doesn't necessarily even know he's in it until he meets someone like her. Because they would need that to have any hope for him to suppress his previous life. They would need constant reinforcement the other way.
A moving portal makes it harder to track us. We don't have to run to phone booths anymore either.
Yeah, that's definitely more convenient. I mean, it's been almost 20 years. Technology has to update.
Set and setting.
Let's try this meeting again. A little more familiar.
This is footage from your game.
Time is always against us.
So he took his entire story and wrote it into the game, verbatim, to have a place to express it.
This is how everyone else sees you.
Is that how Trinity sees him? Or does she see this version of him?
It's been over 60 years since you and Trinity flew to one of the machine cities.
What?
Maybe there's no foundation to the rumors that you were working with the machines from the beginning. This is the moment for you to show us what is real.
Yeah, I don't think there was any truth to the fact that he was working with the machines from the beginning. He is right. Whatever people think, whatever they think happened, it can be revealed for sure by you showing them who you are, showing them what you'll do. Oh.
Thomas?
A more sophisticated system to try to keep him in. What's the explanation for this? That he's in your mirror in your home.
Thomas, please, this is not a game. Feel my hand. This is what is real.
Does this honestly mean that they didn't know this was happening? It seems like they'd have him under constant surveillance. Rocket starts in a theater in what was probably in New York or something. Ends up in a train in Tokyo. Wow. They don't have to run to phone booths anymore, but they still have to get him to a mirror somehow.
Okay. In you go.
Yeah, we're stretching a little bit on that perspective thing, but you know, it's a digital world. Things can shift and be modified. Not many people have to do that twice. Yeah, I forgot a lot of the explanation here. I know that's Trinity in there. Why they were keeping them here and this close together like this.
Trinity.
Wow, she actually opened her eyes and lifted her hand.
No.
There was something about their connection. They wanted to keep them close, but not actually in contact. And if I'm remembering correctly, separating the two of them sends some things into chaos. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of things I don't remember. The whole piece that we were supposed to have, what happened there? When did that end? How did that end?
Welcome back to the real world.
Jessica Henwick in her role in this movie is one of my favorite parts of it.
What's up, Doc? His vital systems have been...
Bug saying, "What's up, Doc?" That's funny.
We're losing them.
Do it.
That's an interesting way to calm the patient. Wake him up in the construct.
The construct. In between everything and nothing. Welcome to the crib. Been chilling here in the ship network.
The new version of Morpheus setting up shop. That much bright white around you would get a little bit oppressive after a while. I'd need something a little easier on the eyes.
He wrote me as two forces that helped you become you. Morpheus and Agent Smith.
Okay. It was Neo trying to reconcile stuff within himself.
For the bad news, your brain is hooked on the Matrix has been force-feeding you for years. But see, they don't know you like I do. I know exactly what you need.
Little sparring session, if I'm remembering right. Yep. Again, we keep hitting the same notes. But that's the thing. We go back to similar notes, but we hit them in different ways. The whole thing is a very meta story that they're telling here. So it all works, I feel.
Gotta be kidding.
Could be this is the first day of the rest of your life.
Purposely walking through the backdrop of a previous thing to create something new.
I'm done fighting.
Are you?
This one's a lot prettier than the one in the first movie. A lot more water and scenery. I mean, you might not be done fighting if he's just going to sit there and kick your ass.
You don't know me.
No?
I think he might, especially since you created him. He might know you better than most other people do. Ooh, not messing around. We're kicking through pillars. It takes someone's head off that way.
I know you because I know the only thing that still matters to you. I know it's why you're here, why you're still fighting, and why you will never give up.
To be honest, he's not wrong. This is probably the best way that he has to try to reach him. They're all probably worried that they can't even necessarily pull him all the way back after everything he's been put through.
Come on, Neo, fight for her!
Wow. An awakening that can be felt in two worlds. He has risen. Sci-fi Jesus. Sci-fi cyberpunk Jesus. Every time he wakes up, he has more ports.
How you doing?
I don't even know how to know.
That's it, isn't it? If we don't know what's real, you can't resist.
That's the thing. The first time around, he'd only been through what everyone else had been through. Nobody has been through what they put him through, putting him back in.
That sounds like the Oracle.
Not so much about her. She was gone before I was free.
Wow. She's been gone. That's sad. I had forgotten about that.
But there was peace, and it changed everything.
Doesn't feel like it changed anything.
Why was a new version of the Matrix created? I need to know that. I can't remember.
None of it mattered.
All of it mattered. I can show you.
Yeah. This is one of, I think, the most important things, or part of one of the most important things that I think that they did in this movie.
A lot of people out there like me who are a little bit obsessed with your life. Whenever you're feeling up for it, I've got like a million questions.
Me too.
That would be weird to come back into the real world and have fans like that, although I guess he was almost a living god before a savior character.
Machines are on our side now.
Your contact with the Synthetic City had a huge impact on the world.
What you changed that nobody believed could ever be changed. The meaning of our side.
Yeah. Moving away from this two-dimensional idea of just evil machines. Not all machines are enemies, and not all humans are good. Cypher being a good example.
Limits are the domain of the limited.
Morpheus. Thank you.
It was my honor.
Wow.
It's an imperfect but very interesting way to have a virtual presence or a machine presence be able to exist in the real world.
When you unplugged me, there was another pod.
We've analyzed the data. It could be Trinity.
It's her.
We burned our one shot for you. We have no idea how to do it.
You knew that this was going to be his all-consuming motivation once he realized it was her. And Trinity has her fans too, as she should. It's one of the things I love about it too is their fake sky there. It's beautiful.
It pulls water from the crust, hydrogenating the air. It balances the ECO and our SRI cycles. it is pretty to look at.
As opposed to that.
They are in trouble. All right, so 60 years, and Niobe, it seems like, was probably in her 30s, at least, when this happened before. So she's over 90.
God damn.
Niobe?
A few more wrinkles and a few less teeth.
Wow. It's an interesting direction to take with her character.
I don't believe in the one.
No, me neither.
That's why he was the one, because he didn't believe in it.
There was a time when you trusted me with your ship, against the Council's orders.
The world was different then. Transfer your access codes. You are done, Captain.
Hey, if you hadn't trusted him with your ship, he wouldn't have been able to end the war. You going against orders saved everybody. So maybe be a little easier on bugs.
I stood at the barricade of the temple, but then they left. They said you saved us. Every night I would dream of attack sirens.
Yeah. If you spent your entire life in war, or at least your entire life since you've been awake, how would you ever get used to the idea of not expecting the next attack?
A world without war was possible. You gave that gift to us all.
You gave him your ship. Couldn't have happened otherwise.
A strawberry?
Using digital code from the Matrix, we retro-converted into DNA sequence.
Zion could have never made something like this.
What I was trying to say early on, you don't have a real peace. You don't have a real resolution to this if the humans and the machines can't resolve what has held them apart.
This city was built by us and them.
As long as you have that conflict, it's not over. And that's why this scene is one of them that's so important.
This new power spread. He was certain what you had done could not be undone.
I'm sorry.
That's unfortunate. It's not surprising, and it speaks to the love and trust that they shared. But it was also part of who Morpheus was, and that he was not real compromising in his vision.
Trinity is alive.
Why did they keep her alive?
I can't answer that. But if there is a chance I can free her.
Even if it means endangering everyone in this city.
You have to understand her position. You almost said yes, that you'd be willing to jeopardize everyone in that city for Trinity. She can't let you do that.
Everything was simpler back then. People wanted to be free. It's different now. Sometimes it feels like people gave up, like the Matrix one.
Well, it keeps them distracted enough. Constant, dopamine hits and all of that. Parallels to social media and all of it.
What happened to Bugs and the others?
Waiting for you to make the choice to bust the hell out of here and go and find Trinity.
Yeah, his incarceration did not last long. I mean, they got ground to cover in this movie. They can't wait.
Code-wise, she's pure blue pill.
What if she's happy where she is?
How did I read?
Exactly like her.
Take us to broadcast depth.
You saw flickers of her in that moment when you met for coffee. She was trying to break out too. She was similarly not happy, distracted, buried, so that she couldn't turn her mind toward questioning.
Thank you for helping me.
Most of us are here because of you.
What if I can't be what I once was?
Then we're all 2 minutes.
No pressure, but also a very real concern. You'll be the new version of the former version.
Predictable as ever.
Smith.
As in the Smith?
I mean, Smith seems like he's having a little more fun at least. Not as angry. Not as, parasitic and virus-like.
And me, even more perfect. Maybe a little too far on the piercing blue eyes. What do you think?
Jonathan Groff talking about his own appearance. That's funny.
I have such dreams, Tom. Big dreams. Well, mostly just extremely violent revenge fantasies, but in order for me to pursue mine, I need to dissuade you from pursuing yours.
I can't describe what it is that works so well about his portrayal here. You can definitely feel Smith in there, but it's also different in the best possible ways.
I won't have his leash on my neck again.
So we have another motivation.
I found some old acquaintances of yours.
This is the part I don't necessarily like. These aren't old acquaintances, but the one that is, I wish they had left gone.
Can't believe it. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's my response to it, too.
You stole my life.
What the Merv is trying to say is that to have their lives back, yours has to end.
For those who have watched the other reactions with me, you know how I feel about the Merovingian. It's not favorable. And him, in particularly in this movie, is even more useless. Ooh. And we are now recreating yet another fight sequence. Subway fight.
Just like old times.
Two people that are so equally paired power-wise can be rather frustrating. That's the thing, some old friends of yours. None of these exiles were from the previous ones, just the Merovingian, who, by the way, after he quit, like, you know, whining and crying, where is he now? Oh, I forgot about that. Neo discovering even more new powers. He apparently has a force field now, or an ability to have one.
Nice one.
Thanks.
I like how they're having this brutal fight and it's all still so academic, like we're sparring.
I feel bad about this, Tom. After all, you are the one who set me free. So you more than anyone understands why I can't go back.
Yeah, what happened? I would like to hear how we still have Smith after Neo destroyed like every version of him, basically. Ooh.
What was that?
That was Neo.
Hey man, even Superman discovers new powers sometimes. Things he didn't know he could do.
I have to talk to her.
You really want to do this now? You look like
Hey man, you should be able to do like a little wave of the hand and all the dirt's gone. Seems pretty easy.
I wasn't sure I'd see you again.
After we spoke, I realized my life wasn't a life. At some point, I think I gave up searching for something real.
Wow. Statement of, or a comparison to real life about how you stop looking for something real to settle for what's easy, or for what's there and convenient. Yeah.
Finally, we can talk like adults.
Now the analyst makes his power known.
Tiff and I have been waiting for you, like, forever. Deja vu, right? Oh, no use. You can't beat time.
There are some things I like about this scene and some things I don't, but what I would like to say is that, especially after just coming from the thing with the Merovingian, at least we see here the power of this character, how he's menacing, how he's threatening, at least to some degree.
Kinda ironic, using the power that defined you to control you.
So is the analyst basically the new architect for this new Matrix? I can't remember.
First, I had to convince the suits to let me rebuild the two of you. Resurrecting you both was crazy expensive.
Oh, he did it. I remember now. Amazing they had the technology to bring him back to life at all.
It was never just you. You're dangerous when mixed together. Let's just say bad things happened.
Bad things happened for the machines, but not for them.
As long as I managed to keep you close, but not too close, I discovered something incredible.
And so we get the explanation. Why they were structured that way.
You ever wonder why you have nightmares? It's actually us maximizing your output. Here's the thing about feelings. They're so much easier to control than facts.
A lot of updated philosophy and idea here to take modern toxic relationships with technology into account. Very interesting.
She's the only home you have, Thomas. Come home before something terrible happens.
As far as threats go, that one was pretty effective. Does Trinity have trouble believing him?
Neo, time to go.
It is helpful that they don't have to run for phone booths anymore. They do have new threats to face, though, or new problems.
You care more about growing fruit than freeing minds.
We are not going to have this argument again.
It's not an argument, it's a fact. You gave up on people.
She has a good point. It's hard to argue that. Protecting her city is important, but freeing people from the Matrix should still be important, too.
Hello, friend.
Ah, Sati, where are we now?
We met a long time ago.
Good morning.
Sati.
I wonder what happened to her parents. If they ever found their way back to her.
Neo's escape has destabilized the Matrix. The anomalium draws its current from Trinity alone now.
That's what I thought I remembered, was that him leaving threw things into chaos.
Faced with returning to your pod or enduring Trinity's death again.
I'll go back.
He would choose option 3, as he did with the architect.
What are you doing?
Volunteering.
Oh no, you are the one captain that I am ordering to go.
Well, now you don't have to order me, General, because I'm volunteering.
I I love Bugs. I love her character so much. Just Jessica Henwick too, but she was such a good casting choice for this.
If you say this is important, none of us is choosing to stay home.
Thank you.
So it's not just about Trinity anymore, it's about striking a blow against the Matrix itself.
Convince someone who does this every day to take one of us along.
Oh. Hacking into one of the harvesters.
This vent feeds the air intake into the corpuscular modifier, which oxygenates the biogel used in Neo's pod.
I get it. The exomorph slinkies up Neo's old umbilicus. What could go wrong?
I mean, it makes you wonder about this technology. Is he actually bonded to that? Like, if something goes wrong, can he just disconnect from it? Or does he actually, like, is he actually at risk of destroying himself here, of dying?
Once inside, Morpheus will use the system operator to open the evacuator line and disengage the macerators.
I mean, this is a very delicate plan. And it said Neo's going to be with the analyst. Is he just stalling him while they do this? Like, he's supposed to be returning to the Matrix. How are they going to prevent them from taking him back? He has to have an exit strategy too.
When my father realized how the anomalium was going to be used, he covertly transferred the designs to me. The analyst discovered his betrayal and had my parents purged.
Oh. That's what happened to them. So the analyst killed her parents, so she has all kinds of motive here.
Thought you should know that I'm here because of her. What if we're too late?
I never believed I was the one. She believed in me. It's my turn to believe in her.
That's beautiful. And true, too. I mean, you shouldn't give up before you try. And he should also believe in what he knows about her. There's few people that know him better than her. There's few people that know her better than him.
Welcome home.
Oh, that's right. He's with the analyst to buy time to stall.
If she tells me this is what she wants, you win.
Really?
But if she wants me, then you'll let us go free.
Okay. I like tests.
Does the analyst believe in his ability to completely control a person? To have them under his thumb, the way he believes he does?
Bypass is ready.
If she says no, what happens to Neo?
At this time, the most important choice in Neo's life is not his to make.
That's not entirely true. He did make it. He left it to her. He didn't have to. He chose to do that. He chose that he wants to be where she is, that he wants to follow what she chooses.
Why does this story feel like a memory? There's a part of me that feels like I have been waiting my whole life for you.
Carrie-Anne Moss, ladies and gentlemen. The series doesn't exist without her.
I wish I was who you think I am.
You are her. You're her breaking at the seams.
Mom! Is this real? She got hit by a car.
She was chasing after you.
Emergency, guilt, come with us.
It's too late.
I understand.
Tiff, come on, let's go.
He's still hoping for it to break through, but he's also willing to accept it. Accept his fate if it doesn't. It's what you do if you love somebody. There's some part of him, I think, that knows she can't walk away from this. But if she does, then she's really gone. There we go.
My name is Trinity. Take your hands off of me.
Little piece of information. Not only is this guy the director of the John Wick movies, he started as a stuntman.
Neo! Trinity! Get her out!
What a mess.
I was about to say, he obviously lied, which is not surprising. Of course he was going to lie. And Neo expected it.
She dies, and it's all your fault.
Lies, lies, and more lies.
Hey, I forgot about that. Smith isn't susceptible to his control.
What does the world come to when you can't even trust the program?
And this is another way for him to get what he wants. This is brilliant.
Tom and I have more in common than you know. Once he got out, I was free to be me.
So Smith doesn't have to kill Neo. If he can take care of the architect, then that will probably have the same effect of freeing him. That's an interesting situation. Smith fighting agents. Not something you'd expect to see.
Destroy her. Destroy her.
She's starting to believe. She's finding her way back to who she was. This whole effort to continue to keep the two of them apart, physically putting themselves between them. But some things are like gravity. You can't hold them back forever.
Lockdown. Initiate swarm.
I mean, that's helpful, but doesn't seem very permanent, probably.
Here our unexpected alliance ends.
Quite a turn for a barista.
I don't suppose he can still fly?
That's not happening.
He needs to get some practice in. This is all still pretty new to him. Also, he can't fly all of you out of there.
Neo, get on!
I'm wondering how much danger our crew is in here. Again, they don't have to run to telephone booths or hard lines to get out. So could they just exit at any time?
Get us out of here!
I'm trying.
The lockdown's tracking.
Oh, lockdown. I forgot about that part. They're trapped in there. Ooh. That's a way to create a ramp. Cave in the entire front of a car, just with your force field. Yeah, that's not horrific or anything. Just have people jumping to their deaths.
He's turning bots into bombs.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think this analyst is way worse than the architect ever was, which is really saying something. Because that guy was annoying and condescending, but he didn't turn like human beings into like bombs.
Check me in.
Can get you in? I don't know if I can get you out.
With the lockdown, I'm surprised she can get in. I would think it would be no in, no out. I mean, Neo is getting more of a hold of this kind of force field ability of his.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. Don't celebrate yet. You haven't got your people out. Bad things can still happen. I mean, it doesn't seem like this defense is sustainable forever with Neo. Hey, it's a good use of a rocket. Take out the other helicopter. Yeah, Trinity needs to get out of here and have some time to kind of reconnect with who she is. First time they actually are truly back together again in almost 20 years.
We can't go back. We won't.
Do they think they're about to end it, or do they know what's about to happen? Or does it not matter as long as they're together? I feel like I remembered that part. That Trinity was the one to fly this time.
Bye.
No, Trinity didn't need to get reacquainted with her abilities. Her flying ability unlocked almost immediately. Neo's got to get some practice in. Maybe they were too powerful to contain together. They were able to find their way out. It's nice to see them back together again. After all they've been through.
Tiffany?
It was an amusement.
An amusement.
Let's see if that's amusing. I'm amused. Kicked your jaw clean off. I mean, Trinity does enjoy hitting things.
If you hated the name so much, why did you heal like a good little so long?
Wow, that was disgusting and horrible, and, you know, you deserve that.
Can't you control her?
Can't you control her? I didn't know that, you know, machines could be sexist.
The sheeple, they don't want freedom or empowerment. They want to be controlled. They crave the comfort of certainty.
You know, that's what every tyrant has said, pretty much, throughout history. People want to be controlled. People want security and predictability more than freedom.
You gave us something we never thought we could have. Another chance.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do. That's that group Brass Against doing their version of that Rage Against the Machine song. All right, let's go to the wrap-up. All right, watching Matrix Resurrections again. What did I think? Does this movie have its problems? Certainly. It definitely does. Do I think there were worthwhile things in this movie? Absolutely. And I'm hoping that this can be the start of something that can be satisfying and end well. I'd really like to have two more movies, a 5 and a 6, to complete a second trilogy. And I think they can take some of the seeds they planted here and do some interesting things with it. Some things that would actually make it worthwhile, not just coming back to the Matrix just for the sake of coming back to the Matrix. Coming back because you actually have a worthwhile story to tell. So, what was the problem with this movie? Like, what were the bad points? I would say, overwhelmingly for me, the biggest negative point that kept hitting consistently throughout the movie was that it just felt so disorganized. It felt like there was too much going on at once. Again, it's not to say you can't have a lot of things going on at one time and have it work. You have to decide what story you're trying to tell and make your decisions and make them clearly and put them out there for the audience to see in a way that they have time to see it, understand it, and have it resonate. Now, you don't want to linger on things too long necessarily, but I feel as though we spent too much time in exposition in this movie. There was too many different sequences where we were explaining things. It'd be better to try to find more ways to offer explanations more organically or visually, as opposed to sitting there and just telling people things. Like, part of this makes me wonder if Lana Wachowski intended this movie to be kind of a poison pill for the Matrix franchise. It's like, hey, I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to directly go at Warner Brothers, all this other kinds of stuff. I'm going to jam all these things in there in a way that they'll be like, oh, that was left like in a mess, so we're just going to leave the Matrix franchise where it is. We're not going to go back and do anything else because we don't necessarily know how to pick up the threads from that and move on to do something. Probably not, but there was probably a little bit of it. I mean, the spite was written right into it. It's like you're watching a movie that's made by somebody who's angry to be making that movie, or who doesn't think that movie should have been made. It's a very different perspective, a very different position to find yourself in. I do have to believe at some point, though, that she said, okay, well, yeah, the movie shouldn't have been made. We should have left the things where they were, but now that we're making it, we're actually going to make a good movie. There were good points. Again, I love Jessica Henwick's character. I love the evolution from Zion to Io, and especially the evolution of what our side is as far as the humans. It's not just the humans, it's the humans and machines that are working together to create a peaceful world and a peaceful future together. But as far as like the interactions inside the Matrix, all the different places they went and things they did, it felt like too many things were just kind of jumbled up and thrown together. The flow of the movie just felt kind of clunky, you know what I mean? So basically to say, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the story. I think they should have found simpler ways to make clear what they were doing, to make clear who the villains were and why you should fear them. But also just, I feel like the whole movie, like an editor could go through the whole movie and just streamline it. Take out unnecessary exposition, streamline a lot of the interactions to not be as repetitive. You don't have to underline things so much. You could just take out the Merovingian altogether. You guys know how I feel about the Merovingian. But all that said, I do still think there are some very interesting things here about this franchise and the stories they tell, and this one, and how it particularly reflects modern society in a way, and our somewhat toxic and codependent relationship with technology. We see direct parallels here, and that's also the people he's dealing with that are in this version of the Matrix, is people who have that kind of relationship with it. This very real idea that you're not necessarily going to have the easiest time unplugging people, because maybe there's some people, even if they knew the truth, who don't want to be unplugged. Again, that's not necessarily out of the ordinary from the origins of this franchise. Cypher wanted to go back. I imagine you could have found other people that, especially once they realized the truth and realized how hard life was out in the real world, they'd be like, yeah, put me back in the Matrix. You could have found other people that would have been like that, I'm sure. So it was an interesting dynamic to explore. It was an interesting dynamic to explore the idea that he would take this entire history that he was trying to deal with inside himself, was being told was a paranoid delusion, and build it into an actual video game in this world. Just so many ways of how they updated how they explored the world, and the new doors they opened for the future. Didn't actually lose anybody here. We leave with Neo and Trinity now in this new position of kind of ultimate power and freedom. So where do we go from here? How do we end whatever conflict remains here, where the humans and machines are against each other, or even the machines versus machines against each other? How do we resolve this in maybe the next movie or two movies? It'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping that the movies to come, if there's two more, will be a bit more streamlined than this one, obviously. We didn't get as much Carrie-Anne Moss in this one as I would have liked, but the story didn't really allow for that. I do like the way they found to use the existing material as a part of this movie, like a diegetic in-canon part of this movie, because this game had been created. So in the universe, there's media created around what actually happened, so they could use that type of stuff. But I really wish there hadn't been so many callbacks to the original franchise just for the sake of callbacks. It's like at a certain point, You know, it's nice to see those things. It's you know, like, oh, I remember that as nostalgic. But generally with legacy sequels or reboots, I feel like in order to really work, you really have to kind of lean more toward the idea of them working on their own. It's like, could somebody sit down and watch The Matrix Resurrections without having seen anything else and enjoy it and understand it? I don't know. I don't have that experience. But I do feel like when you do these type of things, that should be your goal. Like for me, the gold standard example of this kind of thing is usually Mad Max Fury Road. I had not seen the other Mad Max movies, and I went and watched Fury Road, and I understood it, and I enjoyed it. And Fury Road is still probably my favorite, because I didn't grow up watching the others. I went and watched them. They had a different feel to them. I could see why people liked them. I could see why they would have been popular when they came out. But I did not need to see them in order to enjoy Fury Road. That's kind of what I feel like you have to aim for with stuff like this. So we'll see. I don't know how strong a foundation this is. I wouldn't say this is my least favorite Matrix movie. As I said before, of the original trilogy, I'd say Reloaded was probably my least favorite. I don't necessarily think that this is lower than Reloaded for me. Maybe. I don't know. Hard to tell. But I still think it's a worthwhile entry. I wish it had been a little cleaner in certain parts and a little more streamlined. But that doesn't also, again, mean that it can't be a good seed for hopefully a worthwhile trilogy to grow out of and to explore some ideas about, like I was talking about with the Second Renaissance, the human involvement in how all of this came to be and how we ended up here, and taking responsibility for that. I really would love for them to address that in some way, for the humans to know that history and take ownership of it. So we'll see where they go. Real quick, one more time before we get out of here, I want to be sure to invite you to check out the Patreon. The full-length reaction to this movie is available over on the Patreon right now, along with the full-length reactions to all the other Matrix movies, including the exclusive full-length reaction to the Animatrix, only available on Patreon here. There's all kinds of other full-length movie reactions over there, exclusive television show reactions, all kinds of stuff. I hope you go check it out and consider becoming a patron. Any support that you offer over there or over here is always greatly appreciated. And speaking of over here, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And a special thank you to my Seen Everything patrons, Aunt Vess and Stevie. Thank you so much for your support. That is it, folks. I appreciate you watching through this whole franchise with me. I'm not sure where we're headed next as of recording this, but I will see you there. Thanks for being here to watch this one with me today. Take care.